one of the guiding principles I have for the company is how a premium that we place and I place on culture. And one of the things I tell all of our candidates and all of the folks that just start with us is my commitment is simple. I want people to look backwards on their career after they leave our company, whether it is quick, long, short, as this being one of the best places they work in their career. And if I can help facilitate that by understanding culture and understanding what matters in life, everything else falls into place. It's your family, it's your relationships, it's your friends in order of importance. And when you prioritize those things as a company and as a mission, this all stuff falls into place. And I wasn't gonna make this about that, but I had to because talking about Lotame a little bit, because you guys don't get to see many of us outside of our platform, many of us outside of some of our reports, and outside some of our client success people. But I want you to know there's a whole team behind that actually cares about the success of your business and you personally. Staying on the theme of us, wasn't gonna say this, but it bears repeating. Some of our folks internally know it. We've been around for 13 years. We've weathered ups and downs. The industry has changed underneath us. Literally, from the day we started, for those that remember, we were managing social data, to today that we have over 350 clients that we manage all their consumer data across many different touch points, and I'm proud of that. But I'm proud to tell you that Q3 of 2019 was the best quarter we ever had in company history. From a revenue standpoint, from new customer acquisition, from the types of customers we service, and for profit. And I want to thank my team, and I want to thank each of you for helping to make that happen. So thank you. And there's not a lot of companies that can say that or be honest enough with you in an environment like this. And this is an intimate enough environment that I feel as though by some nature, hey Mark, by some nature, that you're all extended family. I wanted to go through a couple slides for you and just give you an update on what has happened for me personally over the past couple months and for our company. I've had the privilege of being in 11 countries and doing 47 meetings over the past, I was away for 35 days, but I was in total over a 40-day period. I visited all these places and saw customers in all of these places. It was the longest professional trip I'd ever been on. When I left, I had hair. I slept in more hotel beds with bad pillows in different parts of the world than you can ever imagine. And for those of you that travel, you know how painful that could be when you wake up and you have 5 meetings and you have a stiff neck. But I heard a couple and very distinct themes across all of these meetings. The first one is Google, Facebook, and now Amazon are a threat to everyone in this room. And if anybody's from Google, Facebook, and Amazon, please raise your hand. Google, Facebook, and Amazon are a threat to everybody in this room. Each of you, if you're publishers, if you're agencies, you're not competitors. You are all collaborators in ideas, in business practices, and in technology. I know it sounds crazy, and I know you've heard that before, but today's going to prove it. Today's going to prove it because in a world where 3 companies are taking 85% of the market share and we're all fighting over 15%, and now the TV's starting to take off, connected TVs, the world's changing. And so you need a partner across your stack that understands that. So everything we're building from a roadmap perspective, what you're going to see today is going to help with this. The most eye-opening part of this trip, I have to tell you, I was in Hong Kong during the protests. And for those of you that have followed the news, it was an incredible experience. There are people in the streets fighting and expressing just for the right to express themselves and not be, they take for granted, we all take for granted the things we have. And as broken, as dysfunctional as we think our political process is, it dwarfs what they're going through. They're literally fighting for the right to express themselves and not live in fear of government tyranny. And so I had never had tear gas, smelled tear gas. I had never experienced anything like that, but it's going to stay with me the rest of my life. The thing that shocked me the most on the trip wasn't Hong Kong. It was Malaysia. And more importantly, Indonesia. Indonesia has 260 million people, and nobody has computers. They all have mobile devices. Everything is transacted on a mobile device. You know what else they don't have? Cars. They all have bicycles and motorcycles. And the way goods and services get moved around the country is on a bicycle. So if you want something from the store, if you want McDonald's, if you want Starbucks, if you want a refrigerator, if you want a microwave, if you want a pair of shoes, it comes to you on a bicycle. The last mile is a bike. And there's a company there called Gojek. Has anybody ever heard of Gojek? Raise your hand. Gojek is the Uber and the Lyft for goods and services in that market. And I'm proud to say that the amount of mobile data they have and the way they connect the CRM data, the point of sale data, with the merchant, the customer, they do modeling, and they help advertisers across 260 million people understand consumers and merchants at a whole new level. And on some level, Indonesia leads us. A third world country of 260 million people with how to manage mobile data for activation, understanding consumers. It was so eye-opening. But there were so many learnings across this trip. It enriched me in every way. 47 different clients. Jesus, I'm going the wrong way. These are the themes of what I heard. And this is what we're going to focus on today. Every one of these themes is a different use case inside of our platform. You're going to hear different themes today about products that we release, products that are out in beta and alpha now, and ways that we think the market's changing and how our platform is built to address it. But I just want you to review this particular slide. Because each of you, in one way or another, have been in meetings where one of these things have come up. Whether one of your coworkers wants to know more about it, whether you're doing one of these things already in the platform, whether you're bringing in other platforms to manage it, this is the genesis of what I call unstacked. You all heard, you saw that sign unstacked. I want to just explain why we came up with the name unstacked. Because you can unbolt any one of these problems from our platform to solve problems for your company. So identity resolution, that's cartographer. That's a way of understanding your customers and doing synchronization. High quality data, it's precision data. It's our focus. The cookie-less challenge. You all heard about that? We have a product called Lightning Tag that will help you render and deliver first-party data only if that's what you want. The private marketplace, what we're calling our PDX, Private Data Exchange. The one thing I ended up speaking the most about on my trip was the bottom right. the synchronicity of data, I'm calling it. How this all comes together, because you could collect everything about a consumer in a privacy compliant way. You could collect a ton of information, but if you have no way to sync it together to an activation channel or to deliver it anywhere, it doesn't matter. And the synchronicity of data holds the whole thing together. So this is our motto, which is simply put, your data is independent from the rest of the ad tech stack. I want to repeat that. Your customer data is independent from all the other ways that you deliver value. Your data, whether it's an ad server, whether it's a content management system, whether it's an attribution engine, whether it's a video player, whether it's a cross-device partner. You get where I'm going here. I could go on and on and on. In this ever-changing world, you need an independent platform that's not behind a cloud or a wall or have a roadmap of competing interest. The only thing we care about is your customers' data and making sure it's privacy compliant, making sure it has the right labels, making sure that the platform works to drive synchronicity and activation. And I want to make sure this conference, you go to conferences, you guys go to different events, and you guys do things, but you should come away from today with an understanding of one of the things that we'll share, which is this. What does data independence mean for your business? What can you do better to connect? And how does your company benefit? I want to thank you for coming. I am available to any of you today and beyond today. My email is andy@Lotame. For those of you, how many, by the way, have gotten my email over the last couple days about the subjects I'm talking about? Good. If you haven't gotten my email and you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is all foreign to you, I'm really sorry. But please reach out if you're not on our email list where you're going to get updates that Adam is a great writer and has penned 3 amazing pieces calling the market out for its phoniness. I don't want to end on that note. I want to thank you for coming and thank you for being part of our extended family. It means the world to me, and I hope today, in some way, will make you a little more dangerous, a little more knowledgeable, and a little bit better at your roles. Thanks, guys.